and a lot of it can be done over the phone to get appointments to actually see the people that you need to talk to.
Right.
It's very simple. As I get to normally try and get to the chef, because he's the one that if he doesn't take acceptance of it, or the owner if it's a coffee shop, or the owner of the supermarket, I always talk to the owners. Very quickly, I tell them on the phone that, hi, it's Hans here from Popcake. We're the inventors, or we're the distributor of the world's first fully automatic pancake making machine. It works on a bag system. You put the water in the bag, you put the whole bag in the top of the machine, you push the button, and every 20 seconds you get pancakes. 97% free, piping hot. There's almost no cleaning in the machine. It's standard power. Is there any chance of me getting 15 minutes of your time to show you the machine? Lock it in right there. That's how I sell it on the phone if there's somebody I want to get in and see it. 99% of the time you actually get in. Make sure that you do it at the time that you know they're not busy as well. You don't go and ring the chef at 9 o'clock in the morning when he's in the middle of breakfast. He's good from about 10 to 10:30, as we all know when we're doing deliveries, and he's good from about 2 to 4.
Right.
He's usually off Sunday, Monday. So they're the sort of target days. Might be different here, but then in the supermarket side of it, I don't know too much about the operation hours there, but I'm sure they've got times that it's more convenient for you to come in and see them. And coffee shops is usually well early or well late after they've finished their day's trade. And more often than not, the coffee shop guy will be the guy that lets you down and not be there when you go there, or he's too busy or whatever. So you've got to lock him down. Now, when I'm selling the machine itself, and I'm going to do the demo, I always start with the cleaning of the machine and giving a little brief rundown on the machine. Now, as Dean said, we've already got the paperwork of how we would do like a training over the phone or doing a pitch. But if you start with the cleaning first, you don't have to start playing with parts of the machine that are hot halfway through it.
Exactly.
So, first of all, I say, look, feel the temperature of the machine now. Right? And they touch it and go, well, that's how it's going to be once and it stays like that all day. Right, now, from a cleaning perspective, this is the only part that you really need to clean on a daily basis. And by the way, if you don't, from a HACCP point of view, you're not going to kill anyone, because the mix doesn't actually touch this part. The mix goes through this little hole, straight onto the conveyor belts, and dispenses the belts. So that's the thing that I said there's only one secret to this machine. The cleaner and drier the bag is before you put it into the chamber here, the cleaner and drier your machine stays. Simple. All right. Now, I'm going to show you how the belt system works. Every 60 bags, the software is going to ask you to change the belts. It's very simple to do. All you have to do is push the anti-roller away here. It's like a toilet roll holder. Let it hang down. Pull the lever across all the way and grab the belt and then throw it in the bin. I don't even bother to show them the bottom belt. So it's very simple to put them in. You actually just slip the belt straight back in.
This is a demonstration, not a training.
Yeah, this is a demonstration, not a training.
So you won't have to, don't really show them anything about the bottom belt, because it's a little bit more complicated. Still not complicated, but in a demonstration,
Simple as possible. Yeah, absolutely. You put the new belts in, obviously, then I just say obviously you do the bottom one as well. You turn the machine on, it's going to ask you if you've changed the belts. You punch in the numbers that are on the belt set, and it's going to ask you to clean the fan filters. Right? Just follow your nose with what the software asks you to do. It's as simple as that. And then from that, I turn the machine on, and then I go to mixing the bag. Because I know that once the machine warms up, it's almost simultaneously I finish mixing the bag.
Timing's almost the same.
Yeah, okay. And then put the bag in, and then don't even go through all the different options. Just skip through the menu. You go change size, change colour. They go change colour. Yeah, well, you might like them darker, you may like them lighter. Then you go to the next one, change bag. Well, in my case, I say we don't need that one. And then the next one is the counters. I said that's good for stock taking. You can put a fresh bag in here. You can push the counter back to 0. Go back in after the bag is empty and see how many pancakes you made. You know exactly to the cent what your food cost is. So you've got that for minis, medium, and large. The next one is a reference only. It just tells you what percentage of the belt's been used. And the last one is the one that you need when you need to change the belts, but that'll come up automatically. It's as simple as that. That's the end of the demo. Go in, make the pancakes, and then do the presentation. Do the fold overs. do the minis on a stick so that they can walk out of a coffee shop on a paddle pop stick, in a bag, in a container like you've got here. Make as many ways as you possibly can think of for them to be able to utilise it. So if you're doing it in a coffee shop situation, fold over, do 2 of those, cut one in half, open it up, sprinkle the icing sugar, put the maple syrup and the blueberry on the side. There you go. Now, in the morning, it's very rushed. You've got coffee and it's grab and go. That's where you use your fold over. Should be doing a scrambled eggs and bacon. Pancake here, coffee in the other hand, walking out the door.
Nice holder for the folder, right?
Yeah. Now when you're talking to a supermarket, you're talking, the beauty about this is that if you run out on the shelf, you've always got dry powder in the storeroom. You can make another bag up straight away. You're making premium product and having a quality product all the time. Always in their situation, I've got to rephrase it because I know here you actually make to order.
Yes.
But there will be situations in the future where they can, in a bakery, where they can actually just make the pancakes and bag them out and then put them on the shelf. In the deli, could be in the bakery, could be put by the front counter. But it's always fresh. In that environment, I'm probably more inclined to push for the 97% fat free. That's if there's a healthy alternative, in this market. When you're doing the coffee shops, always doing it on appearance and dressing it up, so it always looks fantastic on the plate. Even as simple as making, say, 20 minis and putting 6 in a pile, 4 piles, and then sticking a toothpick straight down with a cherry on it, and then dressing it up on the plate. That's pancakes, just a different way of looking at pancakes. I try to avoid people from using large pancakes on a plate because 2 pancakes look pretty boring on a plate. They're flat and they look boring. I'm probably more inclined to get them to make a medium and put 3 medium on a plate and then dress it up. And always saying to them, portion control. Put a little Dijon bowl on the side with maple syrup or cream or ice cream. Everything's portion control, so you know exactly what the food cost is, and they love that. And then, of course, the most important thing is there should never ever be any wastage. Right? Even when the mix is running out of its time it's used by after it's been mixed, you say you've got a couple of alternatives. Make the pancakes, put them on a plate, put Glad wrap around them, put them in the fridge, take them out and nuke them in the microwave. Take them out, make them, freeze them, but never ever any wastage. That's what the whole idea of this machine is.
And then the question they're going to ask you at that point is, can I put it in the fridge and use it the next day?
The bag.
Yeah.
So you can put it in the fridge.
If you want to avoid it.
Yeah. I say you can, and I sort of go, you can put it in the fridge overnight. But there's 2 rules. One is it must never ever go into the machine unless it's at room temperature. And let's not kid ourselves because that can take an hour for it to come back to room temperature.
Easily.
And I don't mean by sticking it in the microwave or soaking it in hot water either. It's got to come back naturally. If it was me, I would make the pancakes, put them on a plate, Glad wrap, put them in the fridge. I would never ever put a bag in the machine from the day before because I want a quality, fresh product every single time. Now, if you're talking to a chef, particularly, or a foodie, they'll take your side on that. But if you're talking to a supermarket owner, he'll probably put it in the fridge, I would think. Okay? You know where I'm coming from? Okay, so that's the 3 different levels, I suppose, that I'd sell it at. But you've got to have an answer for every single thing that they pitch back at you.
Hotels definitely want to put it in the fridge. Like 100% of hotels will always put it in the fridge. So you have to tell them that, yeah, you're going to put it in the fridge, but the next morning, make a fresh bag, put that in and use the bag in the fridge second.
Yeah.
So that it has time to thaw out.
2 questions on that, and our approach has been pretty much similar to that. When we're doing the demo, it's the waiting for the machine to cool down for 45 minutes afterwards.
Don't worry, just unplug it and go.
Or
It
use
doesn't burn the
emergency stop.
Teflon
No.
Right?
No. But for what your purposes are, you have the blue box and the trolley, the carry trolley.
I don't think that.
No,
We can
no.
send you.
We
Yeah.
must get that
Yeah.
organised. It's actually a briefcase on wheels.
Okay.
So the machine goes in and it closes up like one of those
We carried in that.
in here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we carried it up and downstairs.
This has got a handle and wheels, and
Okay.
you just walk around. Okay, so we'll get that organised for you. But it's important that you look professional going
Yes.
in
Yeah,
as
it's a
well.
nice blue box.
Yeah.
That's just made for that.
Just have a nice little container on top that's got all your little goodies in it. A couple of bags of mix, your bottle of clam, a few toppings, you know, your
All padded.
toothpicks, your
Yeah.
a knife, everything. It's
Just like a
all there.
suitcase
You
carry.
just go in and out.
So we shut down, and while it says cooling down, we just unplug, put it in, and go on.
Yeah, just be mindful though that if you get to the next spot very quickly, like within 20 minutes, when you pull it out of that insulated box,
Yes.
it's going to be boiling hot.
Yeah.
But it's
But it
still-
comes back to temperature.
Still let it warm down for a little bit before you put it in the box.
As long as
Yes.
you can.
But it'll
But
cool
look,
down quicker if you go like this
Yeah, just open everything
and
up.
take this out.
And take that out.
And you give that 10 minutes and it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah. As long as you can keep it cooling down under its own realm.
Well, yeah, because the reason my dad was asking, we're not doing any serious damage by just not letting it cool down.
No, I'm usually packing up all my stuff slowly and just
Yes.
chatting away, getting to know how many children he has, you know, where he's from, and doing as we all know in our industry, it's not so much about the business; it's actually more about relationships.
Always.
And a chef or anyone likes to know. It's nice for somebody to be interested in them
Absolutely.
outside of trying to flog them a pancake machine.
The other problem we have is when we demonstrate the fold over, very often we get a crack at the back. Are we folding them over when they're too hot? Are we folding them over?
Has to be.
Yeah.
The pancake needs to be like the undercooked side on the
Yes.
outside.
The undercooked side on there, so the darker side is on the inside.
That's right. Even though it doesn't look as good, but that's how
Yes.
you're meant to do it. And plus, that mix that you're using is not as pliable as the new mix, the new
Okay.
formula. New formula gets very little cracking.
That's temperature affected. Have you found that the warmer it is, the easier, or the cooler it is, the easier?
No, I
Just
just think
gives you the pancake.
the more, yeah. If you put more moisture in it, obviously there's going to be less coming out.
Yes.
But the new formula is much, much, much better.
Oh, you can sort of, yeah. It's very stretchy. Yeah. All right, so that's the side of. You got any questions at all there? On the, as I said, you've got to have an answer for everything. It's like when we're talking about the hotels. The chef's going to go, oh, you know, it's going to cost me a fortune, you know, 40 cents or whatever for 2 pancakes, and then do that cross back. Well, hang on a sec, chef. What is the cheapest thing? Throw it back at him. What is the cheapest thing on the buffet? And he'll go, and they 99% of them say the bread. They go, oh, okay, righto, chef. So what are you paying for a loaf of bread? In Oz, it's like $2.50, $3. And I go,
And they've never got the plain simple bread. They've always got a seed loaf or a rice. Even the bread becomes
that's
expensive.
exactly what I say. I said, well,
Yes.
look, I said, and I even say that to him. I said, so what are you paying for a loaf of rye bread? Right? And he'll go $3. And I said, how many slices are in that? And he'll go, oh, about 20. I said, there's actually 15. I said, okay. So there's 20 cents a slice.
Yes.
I said, then they take a piece of your butter. That's 20 cents. Then a piece of your jam. That's 20 cents. That's if they take one of each.
Yes.
Right? As I always say that, if they take one of each. You're 60 cents. I can put 2 pancakes. You put a jug of maple syrup on the end here. I'm giving you a food cost of 45 cents. In fact, if I was you, chef, I know that you're paying more for your muffins and your danishes. I'd be taking one of those options off and putting the pancake machine as your sweet alternative for the breakfast bar.
Right.
So you're in front by 20 cents every time somebody pushes the pancake. And they're eating 2 pancakes. The whole aim of the game is to fill them up for $5.
Yes.
Because we know that front of house is only giving you $5, and he knows exactly. If you're on his page,
Right.
because at the Holiday Inn at the moment, we have breakfast included. I can guarantee you that the management front of house are only giving the chef there probably $5 to feed us people,
Yes.
and he has to get the food cost down to fill the people up as cheaply as possible. And he is fighting with them every day, with the manager.
Right.
It's just standard practice. Manager hates chef, chef hates manager. Right, it's been forever
Yes.
in the industry. But if you can give him a solution, and you can give him a reason why he can go to the manager and say, listen manager, if you give me this, I may even be able to get a little bit closer to what I really hate you for in the first place, is trying to feed people for $5. And then you've got to give him the alternatives to how the machine is placed. Is it going to be under a minimum charge for the machine? Is it going to be a free on loan machine? Is it going to be paid off through the mix? Is it going to be over a 6-month period to give them the options? They're the things you have to consider and feel within the market.
Then,
It's another option, eh? I like what you just said.
which one?
You put the cost of the machine into your mix.
Yeah, but we've discussed that. As long as we've got the capital to bring in the machines.
Yeah.
Yes. The other question with hotels, and has your hotel got a pool?
Yeah, they will. Of course.
And they must serve food around their pool, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So do you then suggest to the chef, after you finish with breakfast, you then take the machine to the pool?
Oh, in Hong Kong, we try and use
Sell
that
two.
machine
Ah.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
But say, I noticed, chef, that you've
Sweet.
got convention room, what do you call them?
Conference rooms.
Conference rooms. I said, now chef, I know what it's like when you have a small conference. I'm saying, I go to the chef, maybe, I'm talking like 20 to 30 people. You have the self-serve coffee, tea, you put sandwiches, you put danishes, you put out all these things. And I know what happens. There's a function organiser for that company. They come screaming into the kitchen and say, look, we've run out of sandwiches. All hell breaks loose in the kitchen. Right? They have to run around making more sandwiches. But if you're using the pancake machine as an alternative, if they run out of pancake mix, you've got it in the dry store anyway. You just got to mix another bag up and let them make the pancake. But I'm not saying to replace what you're doing, but I'm saying give it as an option.
Yes.
For functions.
You definitely want to get it on the dessert section of the buffet after breakfast.
Oh,
Don't go into a hotel
lunch, yeah.
saying it's a breakfast